where is it you need to finish to?
I think I have to finish like, I think even finish 7th, and the guy who's in 2nd, he would have to finish first for us to be tied on points. So I would have to like finish anything outside the top 7 not to qualify.
Yeah.
So I hope I don't have
pretty
to
good.
Has it been easier this year? Because just having the experience of doing it once, do you kind of feel more like, I guess, ready for it?
Look, I have been in the, obviously, while the regionals were on, I was in the Irish leaderboard, so I experienced, I suppose, 2 sides of the Open. Like, I was involved in that 5 weeks of stress, and you're keeping your scores hush, and you're not telling fellas what you got, and fellas texting you and ringing you and asking you what you have to get, and then you're trying to avoid them. And so, obviously, it is small but nicer this year. Look, I'm not taking anything away from my own countrymen. It's just the CrossFit level at home wouldn't be as big as it is in Ireland. So I suppose I have it much easier representing Lithuania than
but
I would have
even
Ireland.
in saying that, like, there's guys in the last 4 weeks, I know, like, they're only maybe 5-10 seconds or 10-15 reps off your which is like, I was looking at it and I was impressed, because the standard's definitely going up and up. Like,
look, every year I think it's going to get harder. Like, the fellas, obviously, if I was finishing 2nd every year, I'd be hunting to get that fella who's in top spot every year, you know. So, but look, there's no doubt about it. I do have it much handier than the guys here in Ireland do. Trying to, like I said, fight it out for 5 weeks. Like, obviously I had four first places in the 4 workouts, so I kind of have it more relaxed than everybody else does. So I won't complain though.
What was your biggest takeaway from the games?
You know what? Like, I've done loads of competitions, from doing local competitions in Ireland to competing in Europe and stuff. It wasn't anything that different. Like, I know we all kind of aim to make it to the CrossFit Games. For me, it was just like any other competition, you know. If anything, like, we didn't have much pressure going into it, because obviously we knew we'd be up to the likes of Matthew Fraser and all them guys, and like, they're kind of the ones that's pushing to win the games. We were only there to try and do our best and try and finish as high as we can. So I don't know, like, obviously, look, it was nice competing, and there's thousands of people watching, and I suppose you get treated small bit like a celebrity for them couple of days, you know. You get your valet pass for your car, and you take away your car and you get all this free Reebok gear and stuff. So it was nice, but I wasn't blown away as I thought I would be. But look, that's my own experience. Maybe, obviously, Mickey Smith was a guy who represented Ireland at the games. Maybe he had a different outlook to it. For me personally, I just wasn't blown away by the whole experience. It was just like any other competition, really. So, but look, it is nice to represent your country, and it is nice to have the support of, obviously, Lewis from Molly Clothing, and just gives us that small bit more kind of popularity around the country. And so, yeah.
And the nice thing about it is he got all that free Reebok kit, didn't he, Lou? And he's still here in your joggers.
I know, exactly. That's
So
it.
those are the kind of athletes you want on board.
No freebies as well, Lauren. Just drop that in there. No Reebok jackets, no Army tops, you know. Still waiting on it though. It'll come.
Zoe, is that your ambition for the future? Is that where you'd like to get to?
Yeah, 100%. Like, as Armi was saying, it's the pinnacle for CrossFit athletes, you know, like all across the world. So it's definitely something that I would want to push for when I'm, you know, that bit older, in my 20s, which is really like the peak of your, you know, fitness and CrossFit level.
When you're looking at all the girls in Ireland, do you see kind of like a gap in the market, a place where you'd fit in there? Emma being maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, well,
like what is the
like
the women
the women level is high. Like, there's some really fit people in Ireland, especially
even
obviously
in comparison to 2 years ago.
Yes,
it's
100%. Like, Emma
ballgame.
McQuaid is a beast. Like, she's doing unreal in the Open so far. Like, what is she? She's in like third in the world. Like, she's ridiculous. So obviously she's definitely got a few years still in her, I would definitely say. And Cara Milligan, obviously she's, you know, what is she? She's 20.
She's 22.
22. Yeah, she's 100% coming up there. But I definitely think with a good bit of focused training for me, especially because I'm in my last year of school. So after that, when I can, you know, spend a bit more time to training and, you know, put in loads of emphasis onto it, I'm just going to try and do my best and see how far I can push myself to get where I can get. You know what I mean?
That is a bit of a common theme that I think is really worth talking about, is as CrossFit becomes kind of more professional and it's bringing like more people into it, like how difficult is it for, in the nicest way, the average person, like the average person training, to actually be able to afford to get there? And where do guys like Louis and Ollie Clothing come into it all? Because, you know, at the end of the day, you'll need money to travel. You need money to get to Canada, to Waterpalooza, to Madison.
No, look, obviously it is an expensive trip for us living here, for anybody in Europe, travelling, not just Irish people alone going to the games. Obviously flights and again trying accommodation sorted and rent a car. It's much easier, I think, for the guys living in the US to attend the games than it is for us Europeans. So obviously, like when I made it the games, it was nice from Lewis and all the Ollie Clothing family to I think we done the t-shirts, sorry, which obviously all the money raised went towards our trip, which obviously paid for. How
much did you raise
combined? I think it was like £1,800, £1,900.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah. So obviously, like that pays a big chunk of, say, even your accommodation in Madison, because like accommodation in Madison at that week of the games is something else. Like I think we were paying like over £200 a night.
Yeah, no, I looked into it. I wanted to go and watch. I was like,
no, thank you.
So expensive.
It's crazy. It was crazy. Like, so because we actually avoided staying in Madison before the games because it was just too expensive. So when we traveled to Madison only like a day before the games, and we stayed obviously for the duration of the games, and it cost us nearly £1,000 just to stay there. You know, so like obviously it is nice to have support from Ollie Clothing and stuff, just cover some parts of the trip. Because without it, I would probably have to be like saying, look, I know it's nice.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, is it worth it? Like, you know, because realistically, like I know my own level, I'm not going to be there challenging for a podium spot, you know. So like, is it worth all that money to go there just to compete for a couple of days, whereas I probably might have a chance to compete somewhere in the likes of Spain or France and have a chance of winning, and maybe winning a few bob, you know. So
yeah, exactly.
No, look, it is. There's definitely nice to have somebody like Ollie Clothing on board to help you out with some of the expenses going to the games.